Wetumpka actually sits on the edge of an impact crater of a meteor that hit about 85 million years ago. I don't know about the timeline. I wasn't around, so I just have to take them at their word. But so the good thing about meteors is, just like lightning, I've heard they only strike in the same place once. So if you have a fear of meteors, I think you're going to be pretty safe here. And see, we are right here, right now we're here, and the Coosa River flows right along the edge of the impact crater. And so downtown Wetumpka is here, and then you've got this impact crater, and then a lot of what we'll be exploring is down this way around Fire Tower Road. Okay, if you have heard anything or looked up anything about Wetumpka, Alabama, you've probably realized that HGTV did an episode of their hometown takeover here in Wetumpka. And so we're going to go through, they've given us 11 things, and on their website they have 11 things that you should do in Wetumpka, Alabama. We're not going to go through and do all 11 of those, but we are going to go through and take a look at a few of those. Right now we're right here at the Coosa River, it flows right through downtown Wetumpka. It's kind of the heart of Wetumpka, and it's a great spot to just go fish, paddle, or just have a picnic, or just hang out by the river. As you can see, it's a beautiful, beautiful location, beautiful river. So let's go get started on the first of those 11 things you should do in Wetumpka, and we'll go get started right now. Okay, here we are in front of the Wetumpka mural, which is one of the things on the list of 12 things to do in Wetumpka, Alabama, according to HGTV. So again, here we are at the Wetumpka mural, and we'll go check out the rest in a second. Okay, so we can't take a tour of the Big Fish House, but we can take some video and pictures from the street level. So we're gonna do that right now, and we'll get back to the tour. So in case you're wondering, if you haven't seen the movie Big Fish, it was actually filmed here in Wetumpka, and this is the house they used. Okay, just like the intro said, we're gonna go through and look at Wetumpka, Alabama, and it's not gonna be a very long video. Wetumpka is not very big, as you'll see in just a little bit. But there are a few spots that I think that are worth mentioning if you're considering moving to the Montgomery area and you're considering having Wetumpka be the place where you want to live. It's a great area. I've got several friends that live there and some family that lives there. Let's go take a look at the map, and we're going to go take a look at a few neighborhoods, a few houses. Like I said, this isn't going to take very long. When you first do a search for Wetumpka on Google, what you'll notice is that there's this small section that's outlined here in red, that I just circled in blue, that is northeast of Montgomery. And it's a pretty small area. So there's Gunner Annex right there, there's Montgomery. Wetumpka shows up as just this little small portion on the map when you do a search. But in fact, Wetumpka includes all of this. If we stay just north of the river, north of this river, all the way down into Emerald Mountain and all the way around. So this all includes Wetumpka. So a lot like Pike Road, Wetumpka is a lot more spread out than it looks on the map. And if we zoom in on this area, what we'll come to is this is the older part of Wetumpka. And then this is downtown Wetumpka. And you've probably seen some stuff about HGTV coming in and making some changes. This is where all those changes took place, or not all of them, but the majority of those changes took place in downtown Wetumpka there. Let's zoom in a little bit. And like I said, it's very, very small. There's a few restaurants, there's a small bookstore, but it's a really neat area. It's a terrific area. They have a lot of stuff going on at Christmas time. It's a really involved community, several restaurants, a barber shop. It's not very big at all. If you do decide to move to Wetumpka, the
Elmore County Courthouse, where you're going to go and file all of your documents, is right here. So it's very close to downtown. And like I said, it's a beautiful place. It's just not very big. As I said before, this is the older part of Wetumpka, just west of the Coosa River. The Coosa River's got a ton of outdoor activity. We'll take a look at some of that in just a little bit. But it's got a ton of outdoor activity, kayaks, canoes, fishing, you name it, the Coosa River's got it. If you're an outdoor enthusiast and you're looking for something like that, you know, even if you didn't live in Wetumpka, it's not that far of a drive. It's like 20 minutes from where I live in Montgomery, and there's plenty to do. So, and it's a really fun river. You've got the Wetumpka High School over here, and then you have the Wetumpka Community Archery and Sports Complex. There's a splash pad, and then there's Memorial Park, which is a really nice, just park by the river.
Right now we're in Memorial Park. Right behind me is the pavilion where the farmers market takes place. So the Wetumpka Farmers Market is one of the things that is on the list of things to do in Wetumpka, Alabama, according to HGTV. Also, I just took a picture, I'll show it right now, of the blooming on the Coosa mural across the river. So we got to do that. So we're checking off things on this top 12 things to do in Wetumpka. You know, it's interesting because I've lived in the area for over 30 years and I've been to Wetumpka so many times I can't count. But it is kind of neat to look at a list of things to do and to do them things that like a visitor might do and find interesting, because as a local you kind of forget about all the things and you kind of just come and go and do your regular life. But you know, oddly enough, on that list of top 12 things to do in Wetumpka, Alabama, right at the bottom it says relocating to Wetumpka. You know, if you are considering Wetumpka as a place to relocate to, or just the Montgomery area, give me a call, text, or email. I would love to help you make the move a lot smoother. My name is Britt Dowling. My goal with this channel is to take the mystery out of Montgomery, and that does include Wetumpka. So again, if you need anything, give me a call. I would love to help in any way that I can.
Okay, so I mentioned that Wetumpka goes further than what we just looked at downtown. Again, it goes all the way down in here to Emerald Mountain, Redland. You might have heard, if you've been doing some research on Wetumpka, you might have heard of Redland Elementary. You've probably heard of Emerald Mountain. So the first neighborhood that we are going to go take a look at is Emerald Mountain. And as you see, Emerald Mountain does have a golf course associated with it. But let's go take a look at Emerald Mountain. We'll go take a tour of a house there, and then we'll come back to the map and take a look at a few other things.
Okay, we just drove through Emerald Mountain neighborhood, so let's go walk through this house and show you what $299,000 gets you right here in Wetumpka and in Emerald Mountain neighborhood. Let's go check it out. So from Emerald Mountain Parkway to 100 Commerce Street, which is right in the middle of downtown, it's going to take you about 27 minutes one direction, 29 minutes the other direction. Now, I will explain here from Emerald Mountain, this light blue line right here is actually over a toll bridge, which is going to cost about, I think right now it's $1.50 one way. The other direction takes you around the toll bridge. It's about the same amount of time, but you don't have to pay that extra $3. So what if you had to work on Maxwell Air Force Base? So it's not very, as you've probably found out by now, Maxwell is very close to downtown, so it's really not much of a difference when looking at times there. Again, 30 minutes, probably going to be about 28 minutes, 29 minutes the other direction. And then what about the airport? All right, we're looking at 35 minutes from the airport from Emerald Mountain. And then to the closest hospital is the Elmore County Hospital. That is up in Wetumpka. That's a 16-minute drive that way. Or if you wanted to go into Montgomery Baptist East from Emerald Mountain, it's going to be 16 minutes. And so the next one we're going to go take a look at is Brookwood. Brookwood is, you actually go through Brookwood, or you can go through Brookwood to get to Redland Elementary School. So this is Brookwood, and you'll notice that Redland Elementary School is here. So if you got kids in elementary age and you want to live close to their school, Brookwood would be a great location. So let's go take a look at Brookwood. We'll go take a tour of a house, and we'll come back here to the map. Okay, we just drove through Brookwood neighborhood in Wetumpka. Let's go inside and see what $445,000 gets you in Brookwood and also here in Wetumpka, Alabama. Let's go. Okay, so that's it for Brookwood. I'm actually not going to do any drive times because you drive directly through Emerald Mountain to get back through. You can just add 5 minutes onto those drive times, and those are your drive times for Brookwood. The next one is a brand new construction neighborhood, but I wanted to show you a brand new construction neighborhood in case that's something that you were looking at. A neighborhood is built by Stone Martin called Coventry. Let's go take a look at Coventry. We'll go tour a house in there, and then we'll come back to the map. I've got a few other things I want to show you, and then we'll wrap it up after that. Okay, so that was Coventry neighborhood here in Wetumpka, Alabama. Let's go inside this house and see what a house in Coventry looks like and what $450,000 can get you in this neighborhood. Let's go. Okay, just like we've done on all the other videos, I wanted to show you just the main roads in Wetumpka. The first main road that we're going to look at is 231. 231 takes you all the way into Montgomery. It's probably the most traveled road in Wetumpka, in or through Wetumpka. The other road is Fire Tower Road, connects to Redland Road. And that's the other road we're going to look at. Redland Road goes all the way and connects this way. And then you've got Dozier Road, and then Jackson Road. Jackson Road is the road that Emerald Mountain, Brookwood, Coventry, a lot of other places are on. But these are your main roads. You got this other road called Rifle Range Road. But other than that, that's about it. There's just not a lot more to it. Wetumpka is a pretty small area, but a lot of people like that. You know, again, you're not going to have all the shopping that you have. They do have, you know, several grocery stores. They've got a Lowe's. They've got an Aldi. They've got they're building a Publix right now. So they've got several things in Wetumpka, but they just don't have everything. Well, that's it for the Wetumpka video. Again, like I said, there's not really much to go over other than what we went over. It's pretty small, but other than that, that's it for me. I appreciate you watching this video, and if you need anything, just feel free to reach out. My information is down below, and I would love to help in any way that I can. We'll see you on the next one.